Rachel, we want to hear about the Malta Gaming Authority. Tell us about, is there a trend towards regulating the skill-based games and the social gaming? And if there is, where's the support? And if there's not, where's the opposition?
Yes, as mentioned earlier this morning by Dr. Hoffman, in fact, the authority did launch a consultation earlier this year to see how and if it's going to regulate online skill-based games with prize. In fact, this is quite important, the actual definition of gaming, because gaming, according to our laws, is defined as a game of chance or a game of chance and skill with prize or money's worth, let's say. So in this case, social gaming is obviously outside of the remit of the authority. Now, that's not to say that other safeguards shouldn't be in place. And in fact, we don't exclude that more interaction and collaboration with other stakeholders may be warranted, especially when you consider problem gambling, kind of addictions that might lead to problem gambling, or even the consumer kind of protection aspect of that. But going back to skill-based games, in fact, as mentioned by Eric earlier, also from our end, we actually noticed that players are nowadays more drawn to the actual thrill of an entertainment-based game. So obviously that means that regulators now need to look, obviously, kind of outside the box and see how effectively is the current regulatory framework. From our end, in fact, through also the consultation that was led earlier this year, we got mixed kind of feedback. But fundamentally, all licensees are actually requesting that the authority kind of delineates even more the difference between skill and chance. They want sort of more legal recognition as to what's going to happen. Even those licensees that are advocating for a more kind of pure skill-based games, they still recognize that some safeguards might have to be in place. So, for example, age limitations, responsible gaming. But it doesn't mean, obviously, that stringent requirements would also be required. So, in actual fact, what would be the outcome would be that we really need to assess the risk that associates with the nature of the game, and according to that risk, then regulate effectively. Also because, I mean, if we look at games of chance, or games of chance and skill, or games of skill, the skill element is more likely to obviously determine the outcome of the game. The players are more interested in the actual determining the outcome of the game due to their skill. So they're not interested necessarily in generating winnings, so to speak. So we would then have to look really at a more objective criteria that would distinguish between the games of chance and the games of chance and skill. Now, if commenting on where the authority is actually heading, I don't think that at this point in time we can really say that yes, we will regulate games that are purely skill-based, obviously because there will have more safeguards in terms of players, although some requirements might still be required, like the age limitations and responsible gaming type of protections. But in relation to games which have a kind of a combination of chance and skill, even where the skill might be more predominant, there I think yes, the authority will have to analyze in further detail what kind of regulation it will include as part of its also legislative overhaul, which we're planning at the moment. Again, this will be based on a set of objective criteria, but, and again, I agree with the rest of the panel, you can't have, how do you say, a set of specific laid-down rules. Games will have to be assessed on a case-by-case basis, depending on the role the player will have in determining the outcome of the game. Whether a skilled player can actually have more chances of winning as opposed to a player that isn't as skilled or hasn't as much experience. the duration of the game, the kind of information that can really fuel the player's chances of winning. So I think fundamentally at the end of the day, it's all going to be again still, at least for the time being, a matter of assessing on a case-by-case basis.